This is part 2 of the macro filtering series. In this one, we are going to continue with the macro filtering. Previously, we created this report from the data where we filtered the data and then copied the data to a new sheet. Okay. Before moving on, I would like to remove the filter, and removing filter should be part of the macro. So let's create a macro that will remove the filter. So let's go to developer tab and record a macro. I'm calling it remove filter. Okay. Now to make this sheet part of the macro, I'm clicking somewhere like here, and then I'm going to data, then remove filter, and that's it. So it was just 1 or 2 clicks, but we wanted to make it part of the macro. And if we go to Visual Basic, this should have been recorded in somewhere here. Make a report. Yes, this is our make a report macro, and this is the macro which we recorded just now, where we removed the filter. So it's 2 lines of code. We selected range A1 and then selection dot auto filter. So the filter was removed. Okay, let's move on to the next task, which is if we want to create a report, we should first of all remove any previous report from here. So this macro is going to clear any text or any formatting on this sheet, so that when the new report or the new data is copied here, there should be no data or existing data on this sheet. This is important because if you are generating a new report and you are pasting data onto it and the new data is less than the existing data, so the content will mix up. So I'm going to macros. I'm going to record a macro, and let's call it clear contents. And I'm not assigning any shortcut to it. So at the moment I'm leaving it empty. And okay, I'm selecting this whole sheet, right click and delete. So it has removed the content from here, and I'm selecting range A7 and stop recording. So now we have 3 macros. One creates the report, one removes the filter, third one clear the contents. Okay, and now let's go back to our main data set, and here we are going to add data validation box, which is of course not part of the any macro, rather this should be done outside recording the macro. And in the data validation, I would just give the option of south, east, west and north, so that we can select any store from the drop down menu. So let's go back to data tab. Then in the current cell, that is cell J2, I'm adding a validation. Okay, the validation button is located in the data tab, and then in the data tools box. So here we have data validation, and in the setting tab I'm selecting list, and the list will have a source of column C. And okay, this adds a drop down menu, and there are variations. For example, south appear twice, east appear twice. This is because there might be some spelling mistakes or some additional spaces, but don't worry, we can select still the relevant store from here. So the idea is, when we select a store, there should be a clickable button that will generate a report for that specific store. So we haven't at the moment we haven't enabled a macro or modified the macro so that it works on a clickable or on a specific value, but we have a macro that will create a report for just for North Store. So at the moment, let's create a button that can perform that task, and later on we will modify the macro so that it can work on any store. So to create a button, I'm going to insert, and then I go to shapes, and then I select this rectangular rounded corner shape, create a button here, and let's add some text to it, create report, and align the text toward the center horizontally and vertically, and I'll also increase the font size of the text. Select it first and then okay. So we have now a setup for that, and let's assign the macro make a report. Okay, that's great. And now click on this button, it creates the report. Go back here. Since the data was filtered, what we can do is to add the remove filter to the make a report button. So how can we do that? We go back to Visual Basic, so go to the developer tab, Visual Basic. This is the code for make a report. At the end of this code, I'll just add this specific text, copy, and I hope the text is visible. If it is not, I'll take the text to some another area where it can be modified. So let me do that first. I think I deleted the macro somehow. Let me see. Now, after copying the data, we need to remove the filter, but filter is on the sheet 1 on the sheet 1. So first of all, we need to select sheet 1. sheets, and then we put brackets, comma, I hope is now visible properly. तो दिस इज़ द कोड किसी भी स्पेसिफिक शीट को सेलेक्ट करने के लिए. दिस इज़ द कोड शीट्स, and then we type the name of the sheets, and then name of the sheet, it is sheet 1. अगर हम एक्सेल पे जाते हैं तो आप देख सकते हैं कि हमारे जो सोर्स डाटा है, इट इज़ लोकेटेड ऑन शीट 1. ओके, तो sheet 1 dot select. This is the code which we can use to go from one sheet to another. So we type sheets, then bracket, then double brackets, name of the sheet, then dot select. तो इस शीट को हमने सेलेक्ट किया. ओके, तो before merging the remove filter macro with the main code, let me try the sheets code on the filter macro. ओके, तो यहाँ पे मैं ये ऐड कर रहा हूँ sheets, sheet 1 dot select. फिर हमने remove, we remove filter, and then we go back to our report sheet. So I'm going to the sheet reports. I think it is report or reports. It is report. So we go back to this sheet. Okay, so the जो filter macro है, इसके अंदर अब 3 steps हो गए. The first step is we go to sheet 1, then we remove the filter, and then we come back to the report sheet. So these are the 3 steps which are performed inside the remove filter macro. So the remove filter macro has 3 lines of code. अगर आपको ये सही दिखाई नहीं दे रहा, let me copy into another editor. Here, let's paste it. So these are the 3 lines of code. As I told before, that these prime symbols are used for comments. Even if you delete them, they will not disturb the code. So these are the 3 steps. I think you can clearly read them. Sheets, sheet 1 dot select, and after we go to sheet 1, we selection dot auto filter, so it removes the filter, and then we go back to sheets report dot select. So this is the macro. Let's try this macro on the, I'm closing this tab, and right now let's see we are on the report sheet, and we want to first go to sheet 1, remove this filter, and come back to report 1. So this is what the macro should do. Let's go to developer tab, macros, and remove filter, and then run. Okay, so now let's see. All the steps were completed. Yes, the filter has been removed, and we came back to the report sheet. Okay, now I want to merge this macro with the make report macro. So I'm going to the make report macro, click on that, and I'll just copy the text and paste it here. But there is a better way. Instead of copying this text and pasting it here. Why not keep all macros with their appropriate names, and we create another macro. So if you remember, we can easily create a macro with the name, with this keyword sub, and then let's give it a name of call all. So this is the name of the macro, and I want to call several macros here. So our first macro was make report. So I type call make report. Call is a function that will run a specific macro. So if I say call report make report, it will execute the code of the make report macro. And once that code has been executed, I then say call remove filter. And after that, if you have any other macro, you can call it as well. So call is a very useful function which enable you to run macro in a sequence. And after that, I end this macro. So end sub. Now let's edit, copy the code from here, and I'm pasting it in the Visual Basic code editor. At the end, when all the macros are, we have the code for them, I just paste the code. And now with the call all, we are running two macros together. Let's hope it works. Go back to macros, and we have a new macro call all. Let's run it, and we have a problem. So when you see this report, it shows that there is a problem with your macro. So I'm going to debug it. Debug will give me, will take me to the line where the problem is located, usually in yellow color. Okay, it says selection.autofilter. So it is not clear. It doesn't know that whether the data is picked from the sheet report or from the sheet 1. So I'm adding some code to it. Sheets double quote sheet 1, so that it knows that we are performing the filtering operation on sheet 1, because at the top of the macro there is nothing specific whether we are going to perform the operation on the current sheet or some specific sheet. So I have just added sheets sheet1.select, and then there the code of filtering and all other things will take place. So I'm closing it. Let's go back to macros, clear contents, call all macro, run it, and it works fine. And as you can expect, there should be no filtering on sheet 1, because yes, there is no filtering because we have already removed that thing from. Okay, so call all macro is useful when you have recorded very small macros in small steps and then you want to merge them. that is useful in a sense that the code is more readable. You can easily identify where the problem lies. So instead of recording a very large macro which has let's say tens of twenties of lines of code, so you record a small macros and then you merge those macros using the call function. So at this point I would take a break, and I would like you to practice record these three macros: the clear contents macro, the clear filter macro, practice on the call all macro.